let's talk about the other AFC game, the Texans and the Patriots. Y'all can check out me and Logan talking about the Texans on another video that will be on my YouTube page. But we're gonna talk about the other side of it because all the talk's been about CJ Stroud. But I do want to know what y'all think about Drake May's performance in that game. I think it's being overlooked, in my honest opinion. Y'all know me; I'm the conductor of the train, and I'm trying to be as unbiased as I possibly can because I think he played a really good game. Real, how would you grade Drake May's performance?
Um, I think he played. I think he played good. He definitely played solid. Jerrick brought it up earlier. He brought it up last week. This Texans defense that we've seen is the best defense that we will see in the 2020 decade, for sure, for sure. Like, that Texans defense is elite. You talk about a defense that has two edge rushers running at you every play, solid middle linebackers, two shutdown corners that give you tight windows to throw the ball, and an elite safety that's going to come down and hit you every play. And Bullock is a really good free safety who's been picking people off all season. So he went against a really, really good defense, a really, really good coach, and he prevailed. He had 3 touchdowns. He had an INT. The defense was making it hard on him, but he still came out and he won the game. He went head-to-head with C.J. Stroud, a quarterback who's in year 3. He should be more developed than he is now, and he beat him. So you got to give him all the credit in the world. I still don't think the Patriots have that good of a receiving core. Like, Stephon Diggs is not a true number one, and he's still getting it done. And I mean, shout out to him, shout out to Mike Vrabel. Like I said earlier, like Jay Bess been saying, you hit on a quarterback, you got to go win with him. So, and that's what the Patriots been doing. And I think they're going to continue to do it. And hey, Drake Maye, the window is open because Patty, my homeboy, going to be back next year.
Facts. If you had to give it a letter, what would you give it? B minus, B plus?
If I had to give it a letter, I'd give it a B on the dot. But that's really, really good compared to, I don't think any other young quarterback would have played this good against this Texans defense, which is the best defense we're gonna see in the 2020 decade.
Jerrick, grade Drake May's performance.
I'm gonna give it a B plus. Okay, I'm gonna give it a B plus because you had the 3 turnovers. 2 of them were on you. We're gonna count the interception. We're gonna say that's on him. We're gonna say the interception. We're gonna say the fumble when he was running the ball.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the other fumble that he lost, you're staying in the pocket, especially from your blind side while you're throwing the ball. Like, I don't count that as a turnover. I don't think none of us on the show count that as a turnover. Like, you're throwing the ball, your offensive line failed you. Like, that's what happened. So I will say for those 2 turnovers, that does bring you down some. But other than that, I mean, you threw 3 touchdowns on a defense that, like Rell said, like, this defense is really, really good. Like, there's talks about the Texans going to trade for a Joe Burrow type just because of how good this defense is, because they are in extreme win now moment while this defense is still on the roster because they're going to have to pay these guys. Like, that's how good this defense was. This is a defense that we saw in the regular season. All we said was if the Texans can score 21 points, the Texans are going to win every single time. That's the caliber of defense that we saw. And he managed to put 21 points on this defense. Of course, they scored 28, but one was a pick 6. So if this was a typical Texans game, even with C.J. Stroud not playing as bad, he scores 21 points. With the way this team been looking all season, that's a win. That's literally a win. I've seen Texans lose games because their offense couldn't score over 20 points. But Drake Maye scored 21 points. He was very efficient. Like, he only had 179 passing yards, but that's okay. Like, he took what they gave him, and he made them pay for it. Like, he made a guy, Kayshon Boutte, who we clown all the time.
It's booty. Don't try to put no French on it. It's booty. That's his last
name. I'm just not gonna sit up here and say that about that young man's last name, but
his name is Booty. What you mean?
He had. Anyways,
no, it's Kayshon Boutte. I'm not making this up.
Anyways, he had 3 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown. Like, this is a guy who, mind y'all, this is a guy who a couple of years ago was in the headlines for a gambling addiction. This is a guy who got in trouble for gambling. This is a guy who said when he woke up every day, the first thing he thought about was gambling.
Oh, my God.
And this guy had 3 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown on the best defense.
Wait. He said that for real?
Yeah, he for real said that.
I thought I was bad.
Yeah, we
Wake
don't, we
up
don't got
call.
like him. He said he woke up straight to the phone on prospects, on whatever, gambling.
Hey, Jerry,
Jeez.
I ain't even trying to play, but like, didn't he get suspended for like betting on his own stats, or I'm tripping?
Yeah, like he got. I don't know if it was his own stats, but it was like something like the games they can't bet on. Whether it was his game, but yeah, he definitely got in trouble for it. Like most, like, and this is a guy who has now bounced back to a pivotal role in a team that's in the AFC Championship. 3 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown on the best defense in the league. Stephon Diggs, 4 catches, 40 receiving yards, and a touchdown on the best defense in the league. Like Demario Douglas, 36 yards and a touchdown, the best defense in the league. Like those are guys that we would say, like we said, Stephon Diggs is number one, but he's not a true number one anymore. But these are guys that Drake Maye got into the end zone. These are guys that he got this is what he had to work with, and he put up 21 points on the best defense in the league. Now, of course, if CJ Stroud does play better, then of course this is probably a different story, but he didn't. We can talk about the ifs all we want to. But what we have to talk about is the reality, and the reality is that Drake Maye did what he had to do, and people need to give him more credit. The headline doesn't need to be so much more about CJ Stroud, but it needs to be about Drake Maye and about the New England Patriots as a whole. Like the New England Patriots, yes, CJ Stroud played bad, and he just wasn't looking good at all, but they rattled him. Like they rattled him. They did what the Pittsburgh Steelers did. I told him when we were watching the Pittsburgh game, I said CJ's rattled. And best believe CJ didn't have a really good rest of the game besides those couple throws to Christian Kirk. They rattled him in this game, and this is the outcome of it. So I definitely do give Drake Maye a B+. Like we said, he did turn over the ball a little bit, but this is only his second playoff start. This is like he's gonna be a problem for years to come, most definitely. And he has the potential to go and get him a Super Bowl this year.
Facts. I'll be a little more generous, and I'm going to say A-, only because I saw him do something that we have not seen a quarterback do to the Texans this year. Jerrick said this is the best defense of the 2020s or the 2010s, however you, well, say 2020s, right? 2020s, from 2020 to now, it's the best defense we've ever seen, right? And he's the only quarterback this year to throw 3 touchdowns against that defense. The only quarterback this year to throw 3 touchdowns. Right. With that being said, I got to give you an A-. Only reason it's not an A or A+ is because of the turnovers, of course. But you want to talk about being rattled? Drake Maye could have very well been rattled this game. Like Will Anderson had 2 strip sacks on him in this game. Right. One they got to recover. One the Patriots got back. Like he could have been rattled because he was under crazy pressure. Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson was breathing down his neck the whole time. But like I said, he gives me that Brady vibe because he can't be phased. He can't be shook. Like he has that same look on his face from the start to the finish. Like that's just what Brady gave me when I watched Brady play. And if you look at the 3 touchdown passes, you want to talk about ball placement. My God, look at the touchdown pass to Demario Douglas is the worst of the 3. But he puts that ball anywhere else. Caden Bullock is hitting that ball. And actually, Caden Bullock got a finger on the ball. But because it was in the right spot, Demario Douglas was able to catch it and go to the end zone. The pass to Stephon Diggs, like he threw it between 2 people, and he had to throw it away from the backside defender. And Stephon Diggs got it knowing he was about to get hit. And credit to Stephon Diggs for hanging onto the ball for one, right? But the ball placement was perfect. The pass to Kayshon Boutte, because that's his last name, Boutte. The pass to him, Derek Stingley had good coverage on him. He didn't get like cooked, right? But he threw it outside shoulder in the back of the end zone. Like it was perfect ball placement on all 3 touchdown passes against a really good defense. Like he's coming. And there's nothing nobody can do about it. And I read a stat on my video the other day. If he goes to the Super Bowl, and let's just say the Seahawks win, right? Let's say the Seahawks win against the Rams. Every single game he played in the playoffs would be against top 6 defenses. I believe the Chargers are number 5, if I'm not mistaken. The Texans number 1, Broncos number 2, and then Seahawks number 6. Like this can be one of the best, just based off that, one of the best runs in history because he doesn't have a dude. He doesn't have a guy. Like Stephon Diggs is nice. Don't get it twisted, but he's not going to go out here and get you 8 catches for 110. That's just not. I don't think that's going to happen no more, right? So we're going to see. And this weekend, I'm assuming PS2 going to take Stephon out the game. I'm assuming, right? So he has to do it again with Kayshon Boutte, Kyle Williams, Hunter Henry. Once again, these average to nice solid weapons, right? He can do it. Rell, I want to go ahead and piggyback on this. I think you hit the nail on the head last week. Whatever you said, this draft class is generational, and this draft class probably, keyword probably, for everybody that had issues with what we said, he said it probably can be the greatest draft class of all time for quarterbacks, and he's not lying because so far, Drake Maye, MVP finalist, and AFC Championship in year 2. Bo Nix, #1 seed and AFC Championship in year 2. Jaden Daniels, Offensive Rookie of the Year and NFC Championship in year 1. Caleb Williams, #2 seed in year 2 with multiple all-time moments / performances. There's been many times in this playoffs where we said, wow. Even this pass, we will talk about it a little bit. Even that pass at the end of the game that took the game to overtime. Wow. Right? These are all 4 of these quarterbacks are from that class. Right? So this very well can be. Yeah, this very well can be the best.
We will say they are on pace. They are on pace. There's no other draft class in year 2 that looks like this. They are on pace.
Yes, and I'm gonna keep it. And I'm gonna keep this name anonymous. But somebody made an argument that the 2021, I believe, draft class is better. And this is the draft class with Joe Burrow. It might be 2020, but with Joe Burrow, Herbert, Tua, and Jay Hurts, right? In that draft class, you have to understand. Joe Burrow got to the Super Bowl, no doubt. Hurts got to the Super Bowl, no doubt. But Herbert and Tua, that's not they're not helping.
Herbert and Tua, and then you also have Mac Jones in that draft class. Mac Jones on his 3rd team.
Yeah. To look at Tua's best year, and these rookie quarterbacks that they just named better than Tua's best year.
That's what I'm saying. Like Tua and Herbert does not help the case for that class. Yes, you have Burrow and Hurts, but Hurts didn't go to championship his first 2 years. Joe Burrow, I believe he went to did he go Super Bowl 2nd year? Oh, I'm not sure.
Second year.
Super Bowl 2nd year. But that's who's carrying. He's kind of carrying the rest of the dead weight. I got 4 QBs over here that 3 of them has been in championship games. Well, Bo Nix, of course, he got hurt, but 3 of them are in championship first 2 years.
Mind you, they like if Bo Nix was able to play in the AFC Championship, that would be Drake Maye or Bo Nix going. That would be them matching the best in year 2 of that draft class, which was Joe Burrow making it. Like they matched that already,
and they still can. Drake get there.
Drake would have to win this week for that to happen.
I matched you for your best in the first 2 years, and I got 3 other guys that has playoff success. Yo, Tua didn't go to the playoffs the first 2 years.
3 other guys that have played better than your other guys have in their first 2 years.
Yeah, so I mean, I really can't think of class that through the first 2 years. So we can't bring up, Hurts ended up winning the Super Bowl. That's later. We don't know what's going to happen. And right now, the way this looks, 3 of these QBs can win the next 3 years. If I'm keeping it a buck. They can. I'm not saying they will. Of course, Mahomes is there, Allen there, Stafford still around, whatever. But 3 of these guys can win a Super Bowl in the next 3 years. We still got Jay Hurts, still got Lamar. I got it. But you can argue that if Caleb Williams come back next year, he can maybe get there. Drake Maye might get there this year and win it, but he could get back next year. And Bo Nix coming back healthy next year, depending on when he come back, because he broke his ankle, and this is freaking what? This is the divisional round. So you don't know.
Look at Fred Warner. Fred Warner ankle.
That's true.
He'll be back before at least week 6 of next year. He'll be back.
That's true. And for Rell, if the Commanders organization
stop being fragile,
if he stop being fragile for one, let's pray he stay healthy. But if they can make the right moves this offseason, they can very well make a run too. Like these guys are dangerous. This might be the best draft class of all time for QBs. All right. But next up, what's up?
Right quick. Did you have any other rebuttal besides the 2021 draft class? Right quick.
That's the only one I got. That's the only specific one I got. The rest of them was like, nah.
Maybe
they said the draft class would I think he said Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, and somebody else, but
Jim Kelly didn't do anything.
They're Hall of Fame, they're Hall of Famers. You can't do that yet. We said this probably will be, but go ahead.
And then
go ahead, Jay. Yeah,
the other one didn't Didn't he have some other good? What's it called?
Ben, Eli, and Phillip.
Phillip, but Eli and Phillip didn't really do that because didn't Ben win one his second? I know he got to the AFC Championship his first year. Did he win that second year?
I don't think.
I think he won his second year. I think he became the youngest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. But that would then again only be Ben being that good from that draft class that early at least. So these guys are definitely, as it stands, year 2. This is the best draft class after year 2.
On top of the last thing. So we and we just said potential, based off what they did. But these are four
Facts.
quarterbacks that we said have been to potential championship games, and then like JJ McCarthy, J Betts. When J Betts, he used to be a quarterback, so he sees the game differently. And when J Betts says somebody's going to be nice, or he sees something in somebody, I just believe him because he's hit on every single one. But he said JJ McCarthy is going to be really good, and JJ McCarthy has
Think so.
a top 5 offensive play caller in his year. So I 100% agree with him. And
Top
Michael
top
Penix,
5 receiver too.
for sure. Top 5 receiving duo, to be 100% honest.
Yeah,
And,
duo, yes.
and I think Michael Penix will be. He's already put good stuff on film. He's played solid. I want to say this year. He's 10-3. That's a pretty good line.
Wait, Michael Penix is in this draft class too?
Yes, Michael Penix is in this draft class.
If he can get himself together, Atlanta has a roster, a new coach. They can do. They can have some success.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, this draft class dangerous.
All right, let's move on through these next couple of topics so we can get to the coaching carousel. Real quick, we're gonna make this short. I don't think it needs to be talked about that long, in my opinion. Are the Seahawks, out of the 4 remaining teams, are they the best team remaining? Rell, what you think?
No, they're not the best team remaining. They have a really, really good team. They got a really good head coach, but Sam Darnold's just the only thing that holding them back. Everything else besides the quarterback position, they are really, really good at. And I love their coach, and I love how he changed the culture in Seattle. He really got the 12th man back. So, no, they're not the best team, but maybe in a couple years.
Jerrick?
I'm going to say they are the best team remaining on paper. Put it that way. On paper, they're the best team remaining. You have a quarterback, a veteran quarterback who's proven that he's gotten better. Like, we won't say necessarily he's gotten better with his playoff struggles because this past game was a blowout. Defensively, they just killed San Francisco. They were able to run the ball real well. They put him in a good position. But we'll just say he's a veteran with experience who is capable, maybe not in the big moments, but he's capable. And then you have a great running game. You have great weapons with Rashid Shaheed, JSN, Cooper Kupp gives you big moments. And then that defense, like you said, they're a top 6 defense, right? Mm-hmm. So I will say, especially with the Seahawks not having Bo Nix for the rest of the playoffs, I think we have to say, at least on paper, they're the best team remaining. Now, I will say that we can probably say the Rams are better than them just because of, once again, like you said, Sam Darnold. Because Sam Darnold, we know how he can get in the big moments when the lights are its brightest. He can fold, and that's when Matthew Stafford would, of course, rise to the occasion, and that would push that team ahead of them. But I think that on paper, at least, I would say they are the best team remaining. And I also want to give a shout out to myself for being the only person on this podcast that has some faith in this team in the playoffs, because y'all thought they were just so fraudulent that y'all thought there was no way that they would beat the San Francisco 49ers. So I just want to give myself a little pat on the back, give myself a little bit of credit. Sometimes you got to lift yourself up, But yeah, I do think that on paper they are the best team, but I won't give them when it's actually time to line it up. I wouldn't put my money on them being the best team remaining.
And Jerrick, we weren't trying to downgrade him at all. We just said Sam Darnold. That's the only person we were
Yeah, but I told y'all they were going to put him in a good position. They were going to run the ball. He had weapons all around. They were going to put him in a great position to be successful, and he has a really, really good defense. Recipes for success. He was going into the playoffs with momentum, and he was at home. So, yeah, that's all it was about it, but, hey.
It's hard to – because this team, when you watch them, like, they're legit. Like, from top to bottom, except for the QB position, of course. You got the running backs. You got the receivers. The O-line is good enough because the run game works, right? The defense, they fly around the field. And people are putting this defense in conversations with the 2015 Broncos and the 2013 Seahawks. But when you look at the 2013 Seahawks and the 2015 Broncos, you see future Hall of Famers on that defense, right? When I look at this defense, I don't see future Hall of Famers.
They don't have any guys, honestly.
That's my point. Like, they're too good to be true is how I feel about it. Like, I see it. And Seahawks fans need to understand, I'm seeing it. but I cannot really sit back and believe what I'm seeing. That's how they look way better than I feel like they are. I texted y'all last week during the game. We was texting our group text. Sorry, I said, bro, this team is not this good. Like I'm sitting there watching the game, watching them just smother the 49ers. And I'm like, bro, they're not this good. Like, what is happening? Like, it's so. Are they the best team from top to bottom? I would say yes, because when you look at the Patriots, their weakness to me would be the receiver position, right? That's their weakness, right? When you look at the Broncos, their weakness to me will be the run game. I think that's their weakness, right? Of course, now with Bo Nix out, their weakness is the QB, right? When you look at the Rams, their weakness is that secondary, clearly, right? The weakness here is the quarterback. So I'm going to give the Seahawks respect. I think that top to bottom, they are the best. But the reason why y'all won't pick them to win the Super Bowl right now is because their weakness is a spot that you can't have a weakness in. And I feel like at some point he's going to get exposed. I think Matthew Stafford is not going to get smothered. Like last week against the Bears, I think that was an anomaly. Everybody thought that game was going to be high scoring. It did end up being that. Like, I don't think that's going to happen against this Rams offense. You're going to have to be put on the spot this week. And what you going to do? Right? Like, that's the weakness that I don't want in a big game. I'd rather have a bad run game. I'd rather have a bad receiver core, or I'd rather have a bad secondary versus having a bad quarterback in a big game. Right? So I wouldn't pick this team to beat any of the 4 teams left. Maybe the Broncos because of Jarrett Stidham. But I will give them benefit of the doubt. I think they are the best team. They're the best remaining. I will give them that credit. All right. But before we get to coaching carousel, Iceman gets iced. All right. The Bears lost to the Rams in the divisional round at home in an overtime thriller. All right. Rell, what was your reaction to this game?
Yeah, it was a really good game. Two elite offenses going against each other. Two elite offensive masterminds going against each other. And you saw that the whole game. It was a great play calls being dialed up all game. But yeah, shout out to Iceman. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to the Bears. They have the best quarterback they've had in a long, long time. Actually,
I want to say in history.
Nah. I'm gonna say in history.
Yeah, I'm about to say
the best quarterback they had
in history.
Because before, I think it was Jay Cutler, and Jay Cutler was just terrible. they had the best quarterback in history. They have the best receiving core they've ever had, and they're the best coach they've ever had, for sure. And this Bears team, they didn't have any expectations for me coming into the season. All I wanted Ben Johnson to do was just get Caleb Williams on track. The year before, he had Matt Eberflus, and I just didn't think Matt Eberflus was that guy. I didn't think he was good enough to get him to the next level. I feel like it was just he ruined Justin Fields' career. I thought he was gonna ruin Caleb Williams' career. So I thought that the Ben Johnson hiring was amazing. I just wanted to see Caleb Williams grow and become that superstar QB that we knew he would. He's in a division I thought would be the best division in football. He was in a division with the Lions, who were almost in the championship game, and in a division with the Packers, who just traded for one of the best players in the NFL, and then the Vikings, who were just 13-3, and all of these teams were right next to each other last year. So he came into arguably the best division in football and won the division, and then came this far, like had a superstar moment. And we were talking during the game, we were texting during the game, and I told him that last play of the fourth quarter when Caleb Williams started running backwards, I said out loud, I said, "Oh, he ran into the locker room." Man, I saw that touchdown. I was like, "Oh my gosh, no, he did not just do that. No, he did not just do that."
Facts.
So, I think win or loss, the Bears, it was a win. It was a win, and the sky's the limit. Like Bess said 2 weeks ago, and like I will forever say now, when you hit on a superstar QB in the draft, you got to win now. The window is open now. It's open right now in Chicago. Y'all got to go put the right pieces around them. I felt like y'all already started doing that, but now it's time to do that even more and just put everything together. Y'all got the right coach in the building. Y'all got a full offseason to get it right. Hey, Caleb Williams will be an MVP candidate next year.
Strong words from Rell, but this is Jerrick's man, Mr. Iceman. Jerrick, how you feel about it? Or what's your reaction to the game? Sorry.
It was a great game. It honestly was, and like it sucks that it ended the way it did, just because of like countless people have said, that throw by Caleb Williams will be overshadowed now because they did not win the game. 3 years from now, maybe even 2 years from now, I think nobody will talk about it because they did not win that game. That is honestly one of the crazy. Like, I honestly want us to sit here and think about it real quick. Other than the Aaron Rodgers Hail Mary, what other play is just so crazy like that one?
I thought me personally, I think the what's it called play is better in my eyes than the Hail Mary play.
Which one?
The pass where he hit him on the sideline against the Cowboys.
Oh, against the in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
Okay, let's just say what postseason play you say that one, but and that one you would say is better than the Caleb Williams one.
No. The level of difficulty of this pass, like people have to understand.
Like even the Minneapolis Miracle was such a big play, but that play wasn't crazier than this one. Like this dude ran backwards, about to get hit, pressure in his face, and threw the ball. Where did he throw the ball from?
So I think 30-yard line. I think 30.
Like I didn't further back than that.
I want to say it might have been further back. I think I almost saw the logo. I think he was like in the 40 area. He threw it well into the end zone. I want to say that was maybe about a 45, 50-yard pass. Like, and it was on the money. Now, granted, I will say that was terrible defense. Terrible ball judgment.
Hey, oh my God.
Terrible ball judgment. Some people might say, there's a little bit of a push off. But like still for him to give that play even a chance to happen, that was just great by him. And like we said, that play right there is the like calling card of this whole playoffs. Like he just did what was necessary in the Packers game. The pass where he's falling down to the ground and he's throwing the ball in the money. Like that's what he offers you, and that is what you have going forward. So now if you're the Bears, like, and I will say this, you have to keep this up though. Because now our expectations for you is divisional round. Our expectations for you is to potentially win your division because we expect you to get better. But I will also say this, because I'm not going to lie to y'all. So, yes, I'm a Caleb Williams supporter. I might even call myself a Caleb Williams guy. But when they first got rid of Justin Fields, I was a little hurt because, I was originally a Justin Fields guy. This is the example. This is the blueprint for every single organization of what you do when you draft a quarterback. This is the blueprint that the Bengals failed to follow. This is the blueprint that the Bills failed to follow. This is the blueprint that so many other organizations failed to follow when you, like we all said countless amount of times on this show, when you strike on a superstar quarterback. They went out and got this man offensive line. They went out and got this man wide receivers. Their defense, shaky. We can say very so shaky, but it was good enough. They completed that offense and said, I'm going to bank on my guy to go win me the game. And then they paired it with a great defensive coordinator, Dennis Allen, who he did a tremendous job. Like he honestly, we can say he kind of took Puka out of the equation that game. Now, I don't know. We would have to go look at the film to see if Puka was open, but Matthew Stafford wasn't even looking at him. And we said that Matthew Stafford is a guy who every single play we feel like his read is Puka than everybody else. So this team is in a great position going forward. Chicago, get used to this feeling because you're going to be feeling it for the next couple of years and well beyond. Like we said, you have your best quarterback in history. That's crazy to say he's only in year 2. Not a lot of other organizations can say they have their best quarterback in history in year 2. That speaks a lot about the poor QB play you've had before, but also about the of this man. Okay, he's going to break the record next year for the most passing yards in franchise history. I don't know if he broke it this year. He might have broke the most passing yards in a single season in franchise history, but he didn't get the 4,000 yards, which is he would have been the first quarterback to do that. So I don't know. He might have passed the number 1 for most passing yards in the season, but he didn't get the 4,000 yards. But hey, he's gonna kill that next year. Like Rell said, this is a guy who for years to come he will be in MVP talks. So, Chicago, you got your one. Chicago is up right now, most definitely. Even after losing, they are up. Like, this season is a success for them.
Okay, so to answer both of your questions, Caleb Williams threw that touchdown pass from the 40-yard line. And it was a 14-yard touchdown pass, but the ball traveled 51 yards in the air. Okay. Mind you, under duress, yes, it was number 14 for the Rams. You were cut immediately, right? But they won the game, right? So fortunately, you're good. But And then to answer your other question, Caleb Williams broke the record. The record was 3,838. He had 3,492. I'm sorry, 3,942. So you broke a 3,000 yard record. Like that's not, it's crazy. And that's the record for Chicago Bears quarterbacks in history. But in this game, I said it last week, and unfortunately, we had a family emergency, so I didn't get to post all the content that I wanted to post this past weekend. So I apologize for that. But we talked about the Bears game. I said red flag Ben Johnson because his decision making is literally from Dan Campbell. like y'all say the apple don't fall too far from the tree, like literally. In the game, the Packers game, when Caleb Williams had the crazy comeback, I said it was a red flag because on fourth down they went 2 for 6. Right, a lot of those fourth down attempts is kind of what led to the big deficit. This past weekend he went 3 for 6 on fourth downs. Now that don't sound bad. That's 50%, right? But when you look at the situation and when you look at the circumstance during the play, you say, why did you even go for it? So the first drive of the game, the very first drive, they came out and walked down the field, right? Big play, DJ Moore. They get down the field. 4th and 2 on the Rams 21. So that's field goal range, right? I get it. The conditions was a little sloppy, but that's field goal range. You went for it on fourth down. Caleb Williams threw an interception. The next fourth down conversion you missed, it was 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. 4th and 1 on the Rams 32. That's field goal range, right? Turnover on downs because you didn't get it. Mind you, the score was 7-7. So you keep that field goal, it's 10-7 with 4 minutes left going into halftime. Then 17-10 with 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. You can make this argument that you're going to go for it, right? But I think they had all their timeouts. 17-10, 3 minutes and 6 seconds left. 4th and goal on the Rams 2-yard line. They went for it, turnover on downs. My problem with this series, and I texted y'all, I said Ben Johnson ran the ball 3 times straight. First down, ran the ball. Second down, third, all of them ran the football. So fourth down, you kind of had no choice but to throw the ball, right? So the Rams were prepared for it and didn't go through. Now all that happened. Game still went to overtime, still had a chance to win. Caleb threw the interception in overtime, which wasn't even his fault. DJ Moore jogged the route. If DJ Moore at least sprints to the ball, it might be like a PBU. Like I'm not saying DJ would have caught it, right? But he could have prevented the pick. Like yeah, you could have defended the pick. Like it wouldn't have been a pick in my opinion, right? But those 3 fourth downs that you went for it on, if you take your 3, this game might not go to overtime. Right, so Ben Johnson, you're a great play caller, and I like how he don't look phased when he on the sideline. No matter what the score is, he has the same look on his face. He does not look phased. But your aggression kind of bit you in the butt in this game, and that was a red flag for me going into this game, and that's a red flag moving forward. Like, will there be a game in the future where they lose because they kept going for it on fourth down? Like, I get it. You have Caleb Williams, so you should you give him the green light. Right, we have a quarterback this talented. The passes that he can make, we just talked about it. The 4th and 8 against the Packers, right? The 4th and 4 against the Rams. We have guys like that. You can go for it on fourth down, but you got to be a little smarter and a little careful. But like I said, the Bears, the future's bright, bro. The future is bright, and if I'm the NFC, I'm definitely nervous right now.
Yo, they feeling like in 7, leave a comment down below. Yo.